breeding gilts. First call, class 1 breeding gilts. We have 4 entries in that class.
Channel 2 is making cover. This will be second call. First class, breeding gilts. Second call. The last call, class 1, breeding gilts. Last call, class 1, breeding gilts. You should be in the holding pen. This will be first call for class 2. First call, class 2, breeding gilts. will be second call. Class 2 breeding gilts. Second call. Class 2 breeding gilts. You should be making your way to the holding pen.
Good class here as we begin our breeding show and then work into our market show. The one we lead off with is the Poland gilt off to the side. And I think the one that's just probably just the best symmetry and lines. Got a big rib cage and a big body. She's soft in her center. She's set well in her flank. I like her length of hip and I like her bone. In terms of a hock to the ground and her forearm to the surface is good. She still maintains a neat and attractive look up front, relative to her length of neck and her jawline and skull. And you get over the top side of her, she gives us probably just a little more true shape and spread and dimension of rib. Got more body turn and just body shape, I think, is a little better. Is she perfect? Maybe not. She gets a little more upright in her front shoulder, but that's a nice hog to win the class. The one in second I like a good bit, and just this one's youthfulness and appearance and her strength and posture at the surface and ability to go. She runs uphill. She's got good angle to her shoulder yet. I thought her center body read pretty well. She just reads just a shot more immature. She doesn't have quite as much natural muscle and shape when you get over the top, and maybe not quite as much spread there, but she's got some body shape, some turn to her ribs, some turn to her cage. I didn't read her quite as genuine and stout at the surface. Hock to the ground, maybe she gets a little bit frailer there, but that's a nice pig. I don't want to be overly critical of her. We just need to just give her a shot more in some areas to kind of move her up. The one in third here's a nice spot gilt, and again, I think off to the side, that one's ability to go and range of motion's really good. Her body and center cavity, I think the symmetry and lines from her flank up to her cage and the top side of her body is very good. Her length of hip is adequate. Really like her bone and just stoutness of feature, and she's dense and muscular when you get over the top side. Still has some natural softness and curvature to her body. When you get right in behind her, she's the most closed up, and we just need to have more natural spread and just set her on the corners maybe a shot better as she goes away. The one in fourth is a nice pig. Get off to the side of that one, and again, she's big in her kind. She gives you some body, and she's the frailest in terms of her bone work down at the surface, and you study her foot down at the surface and then up into her cavity. She doesn't have as much natural turn and squareness and shape up high. We just need to change some things about her. Part of that goes with the breed as well, but guys, a round of applause on a good class.
This will be third and final call for Class 2 breeding gilts. Third and final call for Class 2 breeding gilts. We have 3 gilts in this class. Results of Class 1. Fourth place, Danica Mahalik, Wimberley 4-H. Third place, Elizabeth Jansen, Buda 4-H. Second place, Elizabeth Jansen, Buda 4-H. And your class winner out of Class 1 breeding gilts, Caitlin Portain from Buda 4-H. Congratulations. At the conclusion of this class, we will have the first and second place gilts back out of Class 1 to compete with the first and second place gilts out of this class for the overall Grand Champion breeding gilt.
Good class here in these dark crosses. The one we lit off with is I think is the one that's just the most complete, and she's soft enough in her kind and her type. When you get off to the side of her flank is set right. Her length of hip is very, very good. She's got big limbs on either end. She's stout in terms of her feature up front, but yet she's still long enough and neat enough in that design of her front end. She gives you great spread over the top side of her body, opens up at her blade and back in through her rib and mid-rib. I think just does a lot of things right there. Congratulations to her. The one in second is a good pig, and I think off to the side, this one reads as being long-fronted. That one's got big limbs, and it got a big flat form. It's got a big rear leg, and it has the ability to use it. That one, when you get over the top of her, she gives you a little more body shape and turn relative to maybe the one in third. I like her design. She's maybe not quite as amped up or as fresh right at the top side of her shoulder blade, but I think her fundamentals are very good. And I didn't read her maybe just with quite as many bells and whistles as what we had with our class winner, but I think her fundamentals, length of front and length of body, ability to make a big one and still be able to go, I think are very good. Just like to freshen her up, just give her a shot more, to her right in the center of her body in terms of just freshness and fleshiness. The one that was in third was a nice pig as well. She had a lot of really good look to her. She did not have quite as much spread to her cavity. She was a little more tentative off of her rear too. I didn't read her just quite as stout in her feature down at the surface relative to what we had above her. So good class. Let's give those guys a round of applause.
This will be first call for Class 1 Light OPBs. First call, Class 1 Light OPBs. Results of Class 2 breeding gilts. Third place, Sybil Shumway, Dripping Springs 4-H. Second place, Huck Thomas, Buda 4-H. And your class winner, Elizabeth Jansen out of Buda 4-H. We will now have our championship, grand champion gilt drive. We have Caitlin Partain out of Class 1 and Elizabeth Jansen out of Class 2 in the ring. At this time, we'll bring our second place pigs into the ring. Elizabeth Jansen, second place out of Class 1, and Huck Thomas out of Class 2. This will be second call, Class 1 light OPBs. Second call, Class 1 light OPBs.
About a round of applause for your breeding show exhibitors this morning. Didn't have great big numbers, but quality's been good and class has been competitive, and so good way to kind of kick off our morning. As we compare two class winners here, again, I thought, good individuals, ones that look the part and do the right things, and I think there's one that's got a shot more everywhere, and if you study that one, just her silhouette and her lines, she reads as being soft enough, but still have enough power and built into her, and I think has the ability of what appears to be the ability to generate moving forward. Nice individual, young lady that has the dark cross here will be your champion. Congratulations. From there, we line up the Poland gilt and the young man's belted one here, and both of them probably have some things we'd like to change. I think the one that's maybe kind of the most ready today and has got a good look to her. She's got some comfort in her top side. Maybe want to strengthen her a little bit up high, but the young lady's Poland there will be your reserve.
All right, your grand champion breeding gilt goes to Elizabeth Jansen from Buda 4-H. And your reserve grand champion goes to Caitlin Partain out of Class 1. The grand champion breeding gilt buckle today is sponsored by James and Janet Ward. Reserve champion breeding gilt buckle is donated by Donna Wallace. We appreciate those people's support. Thank them very much for donating these buckles for these kids. This time we have Class 1 light OPBs coming in the ring. There are 6 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 237 to 280 pounds. This will be first call for Class 1 dark OPBs. First call, Class 1 dark OPBs. Make your way to the holding pen, please. This will be second call, Class 1 Dark OPBs. Second call, Class 1 Dark OPBs.
Good class here, and I like the pair we have at the top pretty well. I think they're both good in terms of their look, design, having enough muscle, but they're correct at the surface, and they're square and true, both coming and going, and the ability to still use their limbs going forward, I think, is vital here. The one we lead off with, I think, is the most complete one. She is the one that is good, is the best in terms of her feature and bone. Her length of body's good. She gives you good shape and spread up high. She opens up both coming and going. She's starting to tighten up a little more out of her shoulder right here, but that's a nice pig that has some length of body, length of front. Her length of hip and proportion I thought was a little better than the one in second. One in second, I love this thing. Her ability to go. She hinges maybe a shot better. Really on either end. She's not as powerfully constructed. She's not as long in her hip and is stout on the top side of her skeleton as what we had with the young lady's pig. That one's opened up to her chest well. Doesn't give you as much feature when you study her hock to the ground and her arm to the surface, but a very, very good pig. Congratulate these two guys if you would. The one next here in third. The one next here in third is one that is probably a little bigger in her outline. I thought this one, you get off the side of her, she certainly's got more ump and more punch when you get into the side of her and study her length of hip and the amount of power she's got behind her and really what's built over the top side of her. I just read her not as stout in her feature. Relative to her body and composition side, thought her features gets a little frailer. She's not as stout there relative to her weight and size and type. But I like her, just her overall build up high. When you get in behind her there, just want to stouten her some more to make her a little more balanced. The one in fourth here, I left this one out for a minute there. This one's got a real good design. I thought this one was more like our top three in this class in terms of going uphill, having the right length of neck and the right jaw set. She's the frailest and narrowest when she needs to be cracked open, coming right through her chest. Read her as her center body and length of hip were good. We just need to be stouter and truer all the way through. Let's give all these guys a round of applause.
This will be third and final call for Class 2 or Class 1 Dark OPBs. Third and final call for Class 1 Dark OPBs. Your results of Class 1 Light OPBs: 6th place, Caitlin Larson, Wimberley FFA. 5th place, Casey Adams, Buda 4-H. 4th place, Sydney Hippolito, Dripping Springs FFA. 3rd place, Caitlin Partain, Buda 4-H. 2nd place and reserve champion, Light OPB, goes to Leighton Robertson, Wimberley FFA. And your champion and 1st place in the class goes to Clayton Doyle, Dripping Springs 4-H. Congratulations. This will be Class 1 Dark OPBs entering the ring. We have 4 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 160 to 196 pounds. This will be first call, Class 2 Dark OPBs. First call, Class 2 Dark OPBs. Be making your way. Our judge today is Mr. Brad Bevel. Mr. Bevel comes to us from Stamford, Texas. He was an ag teacher and is retired now after 30 years of service. He is a crop insurance agent at Big Country Crop Insurance in Stamford. He is married to his wife, Joy. They have 2 children. Peyton, class of 23 at Texas A&M. And Tylee Joe, class of 25 at Texas A&M. We're glad to have Mr. Bevel here sorting our pigs today. Let's give him a nice round of applause and welcome him to Hays County.
Good class here, and y'all put your hands together for them real quick. This is a good pair. Different in type. Berkshire wins, and that one is the one that's the most complete. Biggest bodied, biggest ribbed. Still gives you great spread up high. Still got a good enough look out front. Maybe not as tall shouldered as what our Poland is there, or Spot is, but that's one that's good. That's square pin. Good bone, square at the surface, genuine and true, I think, on most of those areas. Pushes the envelope a little bit up front in terms of where that shoulder wants to lay in there, but I think it's still plenty acceptable. Congratulations to this young lady. The one in second here, man, this thing, she gets this one maxed out, and that one's got a great look. Runs uphill, neat. I love this thing's jawline and stoutness, a feature. Still ties in the top side of her shoulder relative to her front side of the shoulder. Good squareness to her upper cage. When you get off to the side of this one just needs a shot more rib and body. She's very, very good in her build, in her symmetry, and her lines. We just need to have more depth and spread, and that would help her back to her mid-rib and flank in terms of just getting a little more punch in that area. She gets just a nickel tentative off of her rear, too. Instead of flattening out and driving and finishing behind her tailhead and hock there, I would like to just allow her to just be a shot more athletic. Pin set's really good. Maxed out and presented to the top end there. Good job. Let's give those guys a round of applause on a good class.
This will be last call for Class 2 Dark OPBs. Last call, Class 2 Dark OPBs. Results of Class 1 Dark OPBs. Fourth place, Gus Gray, Dripping Springs FFA. Third place, Sawyer Doyle, Dripping Springs 4-H. Second place, Megan Swintek, Wimberley 4-H. And your class winner out of Class 1 Dark OPBs, Everly Shumway, Dripping Springs 4-H. Class 2 Dark OPBs is going in the ring. We have 7 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 202 to 229 pounds. And this will be first call for Class 3 dark OPBs. First call, Class 3, dark OPBs. This will be second call, Class 3, dark OPBs. Second call, Class 3, dark OPBs. Our light champion light OPB belt buckle today was sponsored by Jeff and Cindy Bodie. And the reserve champion light OPB buckle donated and sponsored by Dylan and Shauna Doyle. Thank them very much for their support. We appreciate those buckle sponsorships. This will be third call, Class 3, dark OPB. Third call, Class 3, dark OPB.
Good class here, and the pair at the top pretty well. The young man in the blue with the Poland's going to win, and I think that's a nice pick. And I think one is you kind of study him either end, or study her from either end, and then off to the side. I think she's the most proportional. She's balanced, feet and legs go in the right direction. That one's got a good pin set when you get right behind him and you study him. Top side of his blade and working back, he gives you more body shape and turn to his cage with spread, and he gives you the best pin set. He's got a big hind leg. He's square and true when he comes right at us, just genuine on either end with a rock star look up front. Congratulations. The one in second, I like the Berkshire pretty good, and this one just he kind of strikes full in his look.
Results of Class 2 Dark OPBs. 7th place, Caitlin Partain. 6th place, Lee Adams. 5th place, Sarah Lamb. 4th place, Brett Gray. 3rd place, Casey Adams. 2nd place, Britton Shumway. And your class winner out of Class 2 Dark OPBs, Cooper Partain, Buda 4-H. We will now have Class 3 OPBs entering the ring. We have 6 entries in this class, ranging from 241 to 279. At the completion of this class, we will have 1st and 2nd winners out of Class 1, 2, and 3 Dark OPBs back in the ring for the Champion Dark OPB Drive.
think one that's balanced and complete is going to win the class. The young ladies Berkshire Guild is one that I think a couple of things you need to appreciate on this one is just her height of shoulder, her length of front, and yet I think it has enough stoutness of jaw, but her length of hip is really, really good. You get in behind her pin set and the amount of shape and power she has at the top of her hip, but carries it down in a smooth muscle pattern, I think is very good. She coordinates well in terms of hitting the surface in a square manner as she comes off of the top of her cavity and skeleton is very good. I thought her flank set in there right. She's just the most complete. She gives you great shape and spread up over the top side of her rib cage, and it carries into a big turn to her top and muscular. You like a lot of things about it. Man, one that's well represented here is the spot, and off to the side, this one is very good. Her symmetry, her lines, and her coordination are good. The way she handles her feet and legs, I think, are very good. And the longer we're going out here, the more she gets just a little heavier set coming right at us, and she just rolls down in the bottom side of her shoulder relative to her hip. And when she gets away from us, maybe she's just a little more upright. She gets a little more closed up, and it is true at the top of her cavity. She's not as square and opened up the top side of her hip, but man, everything rolls in line. I'm telling you, her hock is bent right. Her feet and legs up front go in the right direction. So a nice hog that's got a shot moving down the road. That's a very good gilt. The young lady comes next here, and she's going to be in third. And I thought this one, just from a design standpoint, I thought she matched the other two in terms of having some rib cage, having some muscle and shape in the center of her body. She was drier at the top of her blade. I didn't read her quite as stout in her feature. When she comes right at us, she was the frailest coming out of her blade to the surface there. But a good pin set, good muscle, good rear leg. Let's give them all a round of applause on a good class.
Results of Class 3 Dark OPBs. 6th place, Madison Alexander, Buda 4H. 5th place, Brooklyn Alexander, Buda 4H. 4th place, Dean Trujillo, Buda 4H. 3rd place, Brandy Carruthers, Lehman FFA. 2nd place goes to Charlie Cobb from Wimberley 4H. And your champion out of Class 3 Dark OPBs, Lila Lyons from Buda 4H. We will now have the drive for the champion Dark OPB. And this will be first call for Class 1 Durocs. First call, Class 1 Durocs. We will have the first place pigs out of Class 1, 2, and 3. Class 1, we have Beverly Schumann. Class 2, we have Cooper Portain. And out of Class 3, we have Lila Lyons in contention for the champion Dark OPB.
Hey, we got a good trio of class winners here. Put your hands together, if you would, for the Dark OPB. Really, the group as a whole, I thought they were nice in a lot of those, classes of 7 or whatever. But I thought there was some quality that kind of worked its way down in those numbers, and some of them are just not quite as ready today, and some of them just need a little more time on feed. I know we hate to hear that because we're there, but if we have time, I think the better days are ahead. So I say that to say this. I think the trio that we have out here are good. I think they're good looking. They're good designed ones. They're ones you get off the side and you kind of fun to look at. You appreciate them. They come and go in the right direction. Feet and legs move, but yet they still have some muscle and some shape and those things. And then it kind of runs into details. But I think there's one that suits me very well. I thought was the most memorable when it came in the class. And just in terms of being stout and being genuine, being true at the surface, good, and still looks youthful and looks like you can do whatever you want to do with that one moving forward. Congratulate the young man with the pole and be your champion.
Champion Dark OPB goes to Cooper Partain. from Buda 4-H. This will be second call, Class 1 Durox. Second call, Class 1 Durox.
As we bring that second in, again, I thought that one's got some neat pieces, and maybe he's got a high-level piece or two that he kind of brings to the table. And we compare the other his contemporaries to the one that was our champion. Try to find the one that was maybe pushed him the hardest. I think just height the shoulder and dead level, and still being stout enough in his look, but being genuine and true at the ground. Young lady with the heavyweight will be your reserve. Congratulations.
Your reserve champion, Dark OPB, goes to Miss Lila Lyons, Buda 4-H. This will be last call for Class 1 Durox. We will have 3 entries in Class 1, ranging in weight from 203 to 229. We will have 2 entries in Class 1 Durox. Our champion Dark OPB buckle was sponsored by J.P. Jansen Crop Insurance today. Thank you to J.P. Jansen Crop Insurance. And our reserve champion Dark OPB buckle was sponsored by the Gardner family. Thank you to those sponsors for these buckles. We can't do it without them. Thank you. This will be first call, Class 2 Durox. First call, Class 2 Durox.
Good pair here, and the one we lead off with is the most complete, the soundest, the squarest, the truest, the most genuine upcoming and going. Off to the side, that one's head and neck come out of the top of his blade, has got enough angle to his shoulder and ability to use his front arm, but he's got a big flat forearm with a big rear hind leg, drives well, shapely and muscular up high. Congratulations to her. The one in second's a nice pig, and I think just that one's center body is really good. She's got that one dialed up in terms of skin and hair on point, and that one's got a nice look. Gets a little out of bounds, both coming and going, and that's a frustrating thing in this red deal, because when it happens, it happens, seems like overnight, and there's not a lot you can do about it. And so just gets a little too round there from behind and coming and up through his shoulder. But change that about him. Nice pig, moderate, good design, length of body's good. Let's give them a round of applause.
This will be last call, Class 2 Durox. Last call, Class 2 Durox. First call, Class 3 Durox. We have 4 entries in Class 2 and ranging in weight from 254 to 265. Results of Class 1 Durox. Second place, Caitlin Partain, Buda 4-H, and your class winner, Josie Phelps, Dripping Springs 4-H. Please remember, go get your pictures made at the backdrop, particularly the division winners and reserve division winners. Anyone is able to go have pictures made. You don't just have to be a class winner or a division or reserve division winner. Anyone can go to the backdrop and have their picture made. This will be first call, Class 3 Durocs. First call, Class 3 Durocs. Will be second call, Class 3 Durocs.
Good group, and I think the top pair fit together well. I think they've got a similar look and design off to the side. The one who wins, I think, wins kind of for fun here, just in terms of body shape, design, bulk that he's got at the center of her cavity. She maintains some squareness on either end, and yet she's stout in her feature and look up front. I like her pin set from behind, and yeah, maybe we get a little bit forward in her blade. We need to kind of be able to go a little bit, but I think the same can be said for several of these. The one in second, similar in look and got a good design. Length of the neck is good, that sprouts out of the top of her shoulder. She's got big limbs. I thought of the group, probably she needs to be the most more opened up on either end. But man, that nice pig. Again, just her build and look, those are hard to make, and she's got those things going for her. So congratulations, good class.
We now have Class 3 Durocs entering the ring. There are 4 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 271 to 280 pounds. Results of Class 2 Durocs. 4th place, Lily Nauman, Buda 4H. 3rd place, Gilbert Sandoval, Wimberley 4H. 2nd place, Phoebe Underdown from Buda 4H. And your class winner, Sydney Hippolito, Dripping Springs FFA. At the conclusion of this Class 3 Durocs, we will have the champion Duroc drive. This will be first call, Class 1 Hamps. First call, Class 1 Hamps.
Good pig here, and the young lady wins. I think that one's the most complete, is most balanced. When you get off to the side of this one and look at his length of front and her length of body and her length of hip, I think she's the most proportional in that regard. She gives enough bone, but her ability to range and flex off of either end, I think, is good. She's true in terms of her width of chest, and maybe we'd like to stouten her in her feature just a shade. As she goes away or comes at us, we read her hock to the surface and her bottom of her arm to the surface and foot size. Maybe we want to give her just a shot more when we think about ideals. But I think in this setting, she's the most complete and a good way to lead off her class. The gentleman in the blue shirt, I thought had the one that's the most like her. That one's short-backed. He's long-fronted, still stout-jawed. Good big forearm. Gets a little more upright there when he comes right at us, and we need to make sure we maintain some true edge when we go from the surface up to into his blade. He kind of wants to flex in a little bit more at his knee. I thought this one had just true, genuine shape and muscularity on his top side. His length of hip was more proportional, and her pin set from behind, I think, is good. That one's ability to range and yet still maintain some flex at the surface, ability to do it. I thought that one kind of molded with our class winner the best. The one here in third, here's a big-bodied one. Probably, if we're just going to take the most rib shape or the most rib dimension, width, and spread, fore-rib and back into his mid-rib, certainly this guy has got that. I like that about him. I'd like to take that and maybe put into another one or two there. But this one, as you get off to the side of him, I don't know that he's quite as proportional. He gets a little bit more jammed up front. He gets a little more upright in his blade. And then when we get right in behind him, he's the least genuine in terms of his muscle and his shape and his thickness and power that he possesses from behind relative to the length of body where he's got a shot more there. So good class, though. Oh, young lady's going to be fourth. Here's a big-bodied one. This one's rib cage and center body's good. I thought this one's hip and power from behind was maybe a little better than the one we just described. I'd like to redesign this one up in his front two-thirds or front third of this one's body and just kind of lay his shoulder back, make him a little more attractive when we study him up front and just elevate him some relative to our trio that we had just above him. Good class. Let's give them a round of applause.
Results of Class 3 Durocs. Fourth place, Rocky De Leon, Wimberley FFA. Third place, Hudson Young, Wimberley 4-H. Second place, Cooper Partain from Buda 4-H. And your class winner, Brooklyn Alexander out of Class 3 winner. This time we will have our Duroc Champion Drive. We will have Josie Falks out of Class 1. We will have Sydney Hippolito out of Class 2. And Brooklyn Alexander out of Class 3 in consideration for your champion Duroc. This will be second call for your Class 1 Hampshires. Second call, Class 1 Hampshires.
Hey, let's put our hands together for your class winners here in your Duroc show this morning. I thought they were better than that, but I'm just the judge. So that's a nice group, and I'm sure proud of these guys and what they bring to the table here. I thought the muscle and shape build in these were pretty good. There's some give and take. I think there's one that's very complete. Feet and legs, angle to his shoulder, and the ability to go and still fresh with big legs and limbs. Congratulate the young lady that wins the first class. Be your champion. Congratulations. Jeff. As we drop the second in that class in, again, we talked about the positives and negatives of that one and what he brings to the table, and I think a nice pick for her. But as we compare the other pair in here, I think there's one that's just a shot better everywhere, a little more look up front, but I thought the angle to the shoulder, the ability to go and still maintain a great presence from the side. Young lady here nearest to me will be your reserve Duroc. Congratulations.
This will be last call, Class 1 Hampshires. Last call, Class 1 Hampshires. Your champion Duroc goes to Josie Falks from Dripping Springs 4-H. Your reserve champion Duroc is Brooklyn Alexander from Buda 4-H. Our Duroc champion buckle today is presented and sponsored by James and Peggy Jansen. The reserve champion Duroc buckle is sponsored by Hayden Lugo. Thank you to both those sponsors for these buckles for these kids. This will be first call, Class 2 Hampshires. First call, Class 2 Hampshires. Class 1 Hampshires has 7 entries, ranging in weight from 167 to 217 pounds. This will be second call, Class 2 Hampshires. Second call, Class 2 Hampshire.
Good class. The top pair I think are very good. I think there's a lot of similarities, or certainly there's a lot of give and take there. The one we lead off with, I think, is the one that just probably gives us just a shot more punch when he comes right at us, and his arm reads a little stouter and up into his blade. I thought that one just reads more genuine in that regard. His length of body and his proportion to his length of hip is good. His ability to go north and south with his feet and legs, I think particularly off his rear too, is very good. That one's he's fresh enough back. He's opened at the top of his skeleton. Where would we change him? I'd like to stouten his mug and his jaw. He just reads a little longer and more refined through that area. Again, being very, very, very picky, but a nice pick. The young lady does a good job in terms of patience here with this one, and I think one that reads well in terms of just his upper skeleton is so good. He's opened up and he's fresh. He's got great spread coming out of the top of his shoulder. He's got the advantage there. I like this one's length of hip. At times he gets to going a little more up and down off of his rear too, and he doesn't just plant and drive with comfort and authority. He's a little bit harsher right into his forerib, and he just flattens just a little bit in his lower forerib compared to the one that we're going to lead off with, but a nice pig. I'd like to give that one more hair. I'd like to make that one just a shot blacker, but man, that's a good pair to lead off with in this particular class. 3 and 4 I thought were nice hogs as well. I thought both of those could, they weren't as stout in terms of what we had here. They weren't as big in their feature. The 1 and 4's really intriguing. Just skinnier and just needs, again, time. If he's got it in place, say March, that one could be very a lot of fun to kind of piece together as he moves forward. Congratulations, good class.
This will be third and final call for Class 2 Hampshires. Third and final call for Class 2 Hampshires. Results of Class 1 Hampshires. 7th place, Diego Barreto, Dripping Springs FFA. 6th place, Emmeline Nyland, Dripping Springs FFA. 5th place, Clayton Doyle, Dripping Springs 4-H. 4th place, Allison Cervantes, Lehman FFA. 3rd place, Sammy Dickey, Dripping Springs FFA. 2nd place, Sydney Hippolito, Dripping Springs FFA. And your class winner from Dripping Springs FFA, Kelsey Tovar. Class 2 is in the ring now, going in the ring. Have 7 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 220 to 248 pounds. This will be first call for Class 3 Hampshires. First call, Class 3 Hampshires. This will be second call, Class 3 Hampshires. Second call, Class 3 Hampshires. Just a reminder, please go to the backdrop and get your pictures made. You might want to try to do it here while you got a little time between classes. Go get those pictures done. Those girls are over there to take pictures. So please get them done. Don't wait till the last minute. Thank you very much.
Good pair here. I thought this pair fit together pretty well. I thought they were fleshy, big body, good centered ones that were still sound, had a good look off to the side. The class winner is the one that's the best in terms of his top side of his skeleton and being open and true at the top of his blade. Works back into a center body that gives you spread, shape, and muscularity. Good pin set from behind. I think hits the surface square enough and true enough. More importantly, everything kind of goes in the right direction. He was bolder in his blade and in his foot size and arm when he comes right at us than the one in second. One in second's got a great design. Head and neck sprout out of the top side of his blade. His ability to use his front arm with spread and muscle up high are very good. That one wants to dry a little bit more from his mid-rib back into his ham loin. He's not as genuine at the surface. He's not as bold in his foot size as he leaves you. He kind of wants to get a little spraddle-legged as he surfaces and goes forward there. We'd like to give that one a little bigger forearm and down to the ground when he comes right at us. But that's a very nice pig. Congratulations to those two guys. The one in third, here's one that I told the young man that's a good pig. Off to the side, that one's silhouette and hip and design of that one's hip and his length of front are very good. He's just a little bit shy in terms of his condition and fleshiness in the center of his body relative to the others in this class. Just need to have a little bit more time. If we got another 2 or 3 weeks and we can get that one fluffed and doing the right things in the center of his cavity, it may be a different story today. So let's give them all a round of applause on a good class.
This will be third and final call, Class 3 Hampshires. Results of Class 2 Hampshires. 7th place, Lila Lyons, Buda 4-H. 6th place, Lillian Sandoval, Wimberley 4-H. 5th place, Clayton Werchin, Buda 4-H. 4th place, Phoebe Underdown, Buda 4-H. 3rd place, Cord Randig, Wimberley 4-H. 2nd place, Clayton Wilkes, Dripping Springs 4-H. And your class winner Out of Class 2 Hampshires is Cooper Partain, Buda 4H. Class 3 Hamps will be entering the ring. We have 7 entries in this class, weighing 252 to 280 pounds. Correction on Class 2 Hampshires. In 5th place was Clayton Wilkes. 2nd place was Clayton Werchin. Sorry about that foul up. We'll get it straight. This will be first call, Class 1 Yorks. First call, Class 1 Yorks.
good class here and a good trio, and certainly there are differences, but the one we land on, I think, is the one that's the most complete. This one's got a hip and hind leg built for speed in terms of just the ability to flex and range and go and just remain comfortable out here. This one's spread and genuineness up high, gives you a good center body, got a good look from the side, and maybe flattens just a hair when you get right up front there. Maybe there's a thing or two we'd like to change, but that's a very good pig that needs to win and will win in this particular setting. The young lady in second, she's got the one that is got a huge hind leg, and that one too has got a hind leg that's built with some angle and some spring and some substance there, ability to go and do a lot of good things, and the ability just to use that and have some durability, I think, are very good. That one's length of hip and then the way he's constructed are awfully good. The center body to this one, I think, is good enough. Doesn't have quite as much spread maybe up high as particularly the one there in second, and maybe we'd like to just give that one just a little more round turn to his body and body shape. I didn't read this one quite as good up front. He flattens out just a shade and relative to our class winner, but that's a nice pig again. Not quite as much spread, but very, very good built. The one in third, I thought this one's silhouette's awfully good, and when you get over the top of him, his body shape and spread are awfully good. He's not as muscular there, but man, he's got a huge cage that works well in the top side of his cavity. He's of the trio. I didn't think he was the stoutest from his front arm up into his the top side of his blade is what we had with the others, but one that's put together well, maxed out, and shown and presented very well. Let's give them a round of applause on a good class.
Results of Class 3 Hampshires. 7th place, Camilla Duran from Lehman FFA. 6th place, Lane Holcomb from Buda 4-H. 5th place, Eden Kirkendall, Dripping Springs 4-H. 4th place, Clayton Doyle, Dripping Springs 4-H. 3rd place, Hudson Young, Wimberley 4-H. Your 2nd place winner, Callie Adams from Buda 4-H. And your class winner out of Class 3 Hampshires, Elizabeth Jansen, Buda 4-H. This will be third and final call, or second call, for Yorkshire's Class 1. We now have Kelsey Tovar out of Class 1 Hamps, Cooper Partain out of Class 2 Hamps, and Elizabeth Jansen out of Class 3 Hamps in the ring for the champion Hampshire consideration.
Hey, let's put our hands together for your class winners here in your Hampshire show. Had a good group, and I thought the 3 class winners all did some nice things. I thought they fit together pretty well in terms of having body shape and having a look and having enough freshness and squareness to the upper skeleton, and then still maintaining some running gear that allows them to cover some real estate and then project kind of moving into the future. So a good group. There's one out here that's just a shot different than the others in terms of just bone and feature and angles to both ends are very good and still maintain spread and muscularity. Young lady wins the heavyweight there. I'll be your champion. Congratulations. Young lady brings the second in that heavy class, and another one. We talked a little bit about him, just his angle and his design or her design. I thought was so good, and just the way her silhouette kind of cuts through the space out here, and that one is I think as he lays in there here with the other two. Again, I think just his ability her ability to reach and go, and she plants her foot up front, She finishes with her hock behind her, and so does a lot of things. I like the lightweight a good bit, and I think this one's got some neat features, and just his center body and his spread and still being really, really fresh there. We'd like to change him out front. The Hampshire Gilt that wins the middleweight class, body and type are good. This one, you know, at times maybe we could just square him just a shade bit or give him just a little more reach and flex. He could get just a choppier step at times off of his rear too. So I think it's close, again, give and take, but I like the young lady's heavy here to be reserved.
This will be second call for Class 1 Yorkshires. Results, your champion Hampshire belongs to Elizabeth Jansen from Buda 4-H. Your reserve champion goes to Callie Adams, Buda 4-H. Congratulations. Your champion Hampshire buckle today is sponsored by the Anderlich family in memory of Bill Anderlich. Your reserve, I'm sorry, that's champion cross. Excuse me very much. Champion Hampshire belt buckle is presented by James and Peggy Jansen. Your reserve champion Hampshire is sponsored by the Willie Thomas Memorial Buyers Group. Thank you all so much for those sponsorships of those buckles. Class 1 Yorks has 4 entries ranging in weight from 173 to 224. This will be first call Class 2 Yorks. First call Class 2 Yorkshire. This will be second call, Class 2 Yorks. Second call, Class 2 Yorks.
A class that presents some challenges. There's some quality here. I think all 4 of them you could mix them up and and certainly we could have those discussions. The one to lead off with is the no doubt, he's the biggest legged, he's the stoutest, he's the strongest in terms of his feature design and spread and muscularity. He's got a great pin set from behind. He pushes his hock more than he needs to, and certainly if going forward, that's going to be the thing that has to be managed with him. But the things that he does well, he does very, very well. And his question mark is just going to lie right there. The one in second is one that maybe is a little more refined in his look and maybe gives you a rib more length of body relative to our class winner. But he's the one, I think, he maintains squareness and genuineness and trueness. When you get from his pin set to the surface from behind, as he comes at us, he's true and genuine top of his blade down to the ground. He's strong enough in his knee, and he's got a good look. Does he take maybe as long of a step and stride as he goes off of his rear too? Probably not today, but a nice pig. Again, I think he still provides some genuineness coming and going to land in two. The interesting pig here in this deal is probably the one in third, and hip and hind leg are so good in this one. As you get behind this one, you look down his top side and you look at his loin edge working back to the top of his blade. That thing is very, very good from that vantage point. When he comes right at us, he's the most closed up. He's the most closed up at the top of his blade and down through his chest and at the surface. We just need to give him a little more sprout. If he'll do the right things moving forward, you can bust him open and let him finish in a strong manner. He's got the goods from behind to allow very, very competitive in another setting. Let's give them a round of applause, a good group.
This will be third and final call. Third and final call for Class 2 Yorkshires. We have 5 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 251 to 280. Results of Class 1 Yorkshires. 4th place, Jackson Silcox, Dripping Springs FFA. 3rd place, Alicia Martinez, Dripping Springs FFA. 2nd place, Rhett Gray, Dripping Springs FFA. And your class winner out of Class 1 Yorkshires, Laramie Doyle, Dripping Springs 4-H. This will be first call, Class 1 light crosses. First call, Class 1 light crosses.
Jump the gun, sorry.
This will be second call, Class 1 light crosses. Second call, Class 1 light crosses.
Well, I made an error and didn't check the gate one last time before I placed initially there, and but I still wound up with the young lady here in the striped shirt to win. I thought that's a dense built one that's got bone and build and flex and ability to reach and go. Does a lot of things in the right way. That one's got a little better body shape than maybe than the 1 and 2 and 3. Now, is that one as tall-shouldered as you'd like for him to be? Absolutely not. But that one's bone build and his feature allow him to kind of get there, and she still maintains a good athletic profile to kind of work our way up and win this particular class. The one off to the side here in second is very good, and this one is trendy and neat looking, and we'd like to make more that are built this way, just in terms of having a stout enough jaw, long enough in his neck, height the shoulder is very good. When you get over the top of this one, this is the flattest in his rib and his fore-rib, mid-rib. We just need to give him a better body shape and a better composition right into the center of his body. I like that one's hip and rear leg well enough. It is very similar to our class winner in that regard. We just need to change his body and give him a little more turn there. The 1 in third has got more spread in the center of his cavity. He's got a great pin set. I didn't find him as genuine and as stout in his feature. His arm and leg dimension just need to be stouter relative to his weight and his frame size and body. He gets a little roly-poly up front. We'd like to kind of take a little bit of that out in him, but just stouten his feature some and man him up at the ground. I think we can roll with him for a good bit. The one young lady in the black sweater does a nice job presenting this one, and another one that's got a good design and really good on his top side of his skeleton. He's fresh, he's wide there. When you get right behind her, she wants to narrow up and come together at her midline from behind. She needs more flair. Her center body is a little flatter in that regard as well. Young lady's going to round out our group here, and she's got one that's very similar. Need a shot more bone, just spread and dimension, move up any higher. Give them all a round of applause. Would.
Results of Class 2 Yorkshires. 5th place, Danica Mahalik from Wimberley, 4A FFA. 4th place, Madison Alexander, Buta 4H. 3rd place, Huck Thomas, Buta 4H. 2nd place, Embry Ludwig, Buta 4H. And your class winner, Hazley Wright from Wimberley 4-8. We'll now have Laramie Doyle out of Class 1, Hazley Wright out of Class 2 in the ring for Champion Yorkshire consideration. Will be 3rd and final call for Class 1 light crossing.
And let's put our hands together for your class winners here and your seconds in the Yorkshire division. Maybe not great numbers, but I thought the quality was good, and I think there's some things that would indicate that out here as we look at our 2 class winners here. I think, again, there's some give and take as there is in any time you're evaluating livestock. I think the one that probably suits you the best and maybe checks the most boxes just in terms of length of hip, but in height the shoulder and being really good coming at us with bones and build and the ability to flex. And yet we know there's still one thing we've got to manage as we move forward, or we'd like to change today. But I think that one is the best one. Congratulations to this young man. From there, as we compare our lightweight to the heavyweight, the young man and young lady in the center, again, I think the one that just strikes me in terms of just soundness and body and build and good at the surface. And yeah, we'd like to elevate that one just a shot bit, but length of body is proportionate relative to his length of front and hip. Congratulate the young lady here. She'll have your reserve.
This will be third and final call for Class 1 light crosses. Third and final call for 6. Your champion York belongs to Laramie Doyle, Dripping Springs 4-H. And your reserve champion Yorkshire goes to Hazley Wright, Wimberley 4-H. Congratulations to those winners. Our champion Yorkshire buckle today is sponsored by Jeffrey Huahua. And reserve champion Yorkshire is presented and sponsored by Alexander Home Team. This will be first call, Class 2, light crosses. First call, Class 2, light crosses. We have 6 entries in Class 1, light crosses, ranging in weight from 193 to 245 pounds. This will be second call, Class 2 light crosses. Second call, Class 2.
Gentleman's going to win the class, and he's got the one that I don't know that he's dialed in like 12 o'clock today, but that one is, he's got the highest ceiling. That one's bone and feature and design are very good. His length of hip is good. He's got a big hind leg and a big rear foot, and a big front arm and a big front foot, and everything kind of goes in the right direction. He's genuine and true and open through his blade, his chest, his upper skeleton. Congratulations, good way to start the class. The one in second is the young lady's pig, and she's got this one maxed out in terms of his freshness and build up high. Gives you all that you got, and she's asked all of it she can get from him today. I like this one's turn to his top. He gives you enough rib design and shape. When he gets right behind you, he doesn't plant and drive. He hits the midline a shot more than he needs to. He needs to remain square. Part of that is he drops his pin. He gets just a little rounder when you study his pattern and muscle from behind, but a good place to be. And again, a nice hog. The one in third, and she's kind of had a little bit of trouble. He'll fall out of gear at times and just kind of stop, but that's a good pig. I thought his proportions were good. His length of body, length of front, length of hip were good, and he comes at us and he squares up really pretty good on both ends. You get over the top of him, he gives you the least amount of genuine shape and hard muscle shape up high. We just need to add a little bit more turn and roll there to move him up any higher. The one here in fourth, the young lady's got, and certainly she's got him maxed out as well. And I like this one's, his proportion to his length of body and hip are good. That one is one that just needs to click into gear. He gets just a little bit shorter on either end and a little more tentative. We just want him to plant and drive and finish his step, but that's a good fresh backed one she does a nice job with. Let's give them a round of applause.
This will be third and final call. Third and final call for Class 2 light crosses. Results of Class 1 crosses. Sixth place, Clayton Werchin, Buda 4-H. Fifth place, Diego Barreto, Dripping Springs FFA. Fourth place, Caitlin Partain, Buda 4-H. Third place, Brandy Carruthers, Lehman FFA. Second place, Megan Swintek, Wimberley 4-H. And your class winner out of Class 1 light crosses, William Hayden Gaston, Buda 4-H. Class 2 crosses are coming in the ring. We have 4 entries in this class ranging from 264 to 278 pounds. This will be first call for Class 1 dark crosses. First call, Class 1 dark crosses.
Good pig to win. Young man over here on the side. I don't know if he knows what he's got, but he's got a good pig. And this white one that is tall-shouldered, he's fat-legged. She's got a big rear hind leg. She's got length of hip. Her horses are so good. She still maintains some length of front and yet still has a stout enough jaw, but everything flows out the front side of her body very well. Over the top end, this one's true and genuine at the top of her skeleton. Still has some turn. It's got a good body shape with a good pin set and a good hip. Good way to start our class. The blue one here, here's one that's got some extras, and she does a great job of getting this one maxed out. That one runs uphill, and the head and neck sprout out of the top side of his shoulder. He's fresh and rolled up high right into his middle portion of his body. I love that one's proportions from the side. I think everything is just balances up. So when we get right behind her, she pushes on her right rear hock and just rolls outside just a nickel more. Initially, I thought maybe she was a shot shorter in her hip and rump. I think it's just her color pattern when you get off to the side of her, because you flip her over and get to the other side. I read her. I think she's plenty good in that regard. Congratulations to her, a nice pig. The one coming next here in third, here's a stout featured one that's really good on his upper skeleton. Opens up the top of his blade. He's square and true coming back. This one is when you get to the side, he's longer bodied, or she's longer bodied than she needs to be relative to, and it just kind of throws her out of balance. And then as she leaves us, she gets just a shot more closed up there. We'd just like to pull her together, take a rib out of her, and just give her a little more balanced look and let her flex and use her rear too a shot better. The young lady's going to be fourth, and I thought maybe she's a little better in what we just described with that one. This one's the frailest in terms of foot size and bone. Hock to the ground. That one needs to have more feature, needs to be spread open and squared up a shot more when you come and go. Let's give them a round of applause on a good class.
This will be second call. Class 1 darks, crossbreds. Second call, Class 1 dark crossbreds. The results of Class 2 light crosses: fourth place, Riley De Leon, Wimberley FFA. Third place, Leighton Robertson, Wimberley FFA. Second place, Kennedy Cudney, Wimberley FFA. And your class winner out of Class 2 light crosses, Ansel Kirkendall, Dripping Springs 4-H Club. So we will now have, out of Class 1 light crosses, William Hudson Gaston and Ansel Kirkendall in the ring for consideration for Champion Yorkshire.
Yes. Two good pigs here. Let's put our hands together for these two class winners in this deal. Boys do a good job, and they've got nice hogs. I think both of them are burly-legged. They're good built in terms of their design from the side. Yes, they're both shaggy and got a good kind of a trendy look, and when we get off to the side of them as well. But I think they're just their components, that the way they're put together, I think are both very good. There's one that really does a good job in terms of just having some natural spread and shape coming out of the top of his blade, transitions back into a big square hip and rump with big limbs, and just as natural and genuine as he can be. Young man with the plaid shirt here will be your champion. Congratulations. young lady brings the blue one second in that class. And, you know, we talked about him, really some high-end pieces and just the way the head and neck sprout out of the top of his shoulder and her spread. And she's got that one really rolled up and not only muscular, but just fresh in terms of his blade, working all the way back and smooth as he ties in the top portion of his hip. I like the fact that the pin set is very good there. He pushes his hock a shade more, and there's our concern. We compare him to the white one. Man, you talk about just general pieces, and this one has got those things. Do they all flow together? No. When you go to mid-rib back into his hip, and that one is a little bit funny in that regard. When he speeds him up, I think he flows together a little better. He does not have quite as much shape in his muscular up high, but we just need to fix how he just transitions back through his ham loin. So give and take. I like them both. I think the one's the most ready today. I'm going to use the young lady's blue here to be a reserve.
This will be third and final call for your Class 1 dark crossbreds. Got 5 in that class, ranging from 165 to 182. Your champion, light cross, goes to Ansel Kirkendall, Dripping Springs 4-H. And your reserve champion, light cross, goes to Kennedy Cudney from Wimberley FFA. Congratulations. This will be first call, Class 2 dark crosses. First call, Class 2 dark crosses. Your champion light crossbred buckle today was sponsored by Sunset Construction and Excavation. Your reserve champion light cross buckle was sponsored by Zellhart Cattle Company. Thank you to those sponsors for producing those buckles for us. We thank them very much for their support. This will be second call, Class 2 dark crosses. Second call, Class 2 dark crosses. Attention in the barn. At the conclusion of the dark crosses, we will take a lunch break, then come back to do the overall grand champion drive showmanship. Once again, there will be a lunch break between the dark crosses and the grand drive. That could be a real good time to get up here and get those pictures taken.
Good class, and certainly a good way to begin the class. Here's a good proportion, balanced one that's muscular. He's athletic and stout in his feature, and just flows together well. You get on the top side of him all the way back. His length of hip and his length of front and his length of body, I think, match up and blend together so well. And he does it with big limbs, and he's athletic. Congratulations to him. The young lady in second over here has got the one that I thought was the next most like him, just in terms of his proportions. I thought that one was good. He gets a little more moderate in terms of his look. Part of that, we got him maybe a little fuller today, but that one is one that his angle to his shoulder is good. His length of hip is good. He's so full, he kind of pushes a little bit out from behind in terms of where he plants, and he just gets to searching at times. But that's a nice hog that gives her a little bit of an issue, and it just in the show ring, he handles it pretty well. The one next here in third, here's one that's more raw. He's just flatter and a little harder in the center of his body. I thought her pin set was good, and her upper skeleton, her spread, muscularity, and shape were very good. We just need to have a little more natural body shape and turn and rib cage there, working through the center of that one's body. And gentleman's going to round out the one in fourth. I told him, I said, this one's length of front is unrivaled in this particular class, and his ability to go. He just needs bigger limbs underneath and maybe fed a little bit harder initially and early in his career, but that's a good pig as well. Let's give them a round of applause on a good class.
This will be third and final call for Class 2 dark crosses. Third and final call, Class 2 dark crosses. The first call for Class 3 dark crosses. First call, Class 3 dark crosses. Results of Class 1 dark crossbreds. Fifth place, Amira Soleil, Dripping Springs FFA. Fourth place, Amira Soleil, Dripping Springs FFA. Third place, Ford Randig, Wimberley 4-H. Second place, Kelsey Tovar, Dripping Springs FFA. And your class winner is Elizabeth Jansen, Buda 4-H. This will be second call, Class 3 dark crosses. Second call, Class 3 dark crosses. We have 5 entries in Class 2 dark crosses, ranging in weight from 205 to 214. This will be third and final call, Class 3 dark crosses. Third and final call, Class 3 dark crosses.
Good class, and man, there is some give and take. I like both of these things pretty well, and I like the enthusiasm. I think both of them have got a lot of quality. I will say that there's one of them, I think maybe he's got a higher ceiling if he does the right things, but the one we lead off with, I think is genuine. He's true at the surface, up into his cavity. His pin set's good. He doesn't roll. The way he kind of comes in and goes, he kind of wants to be a little herky-jerky. He's using the bathroom every time you get in behind him, and so he drops his pins, and you think, well, maybe that one's a shot off. But then she gets him gathered, and he gets to going, and he makes a couple of good trips down the runway here. And so I like his angles at the surface. I like his ability to go. He hinges well from the top of his hip down to the surface, and he goes forward. I think his toes head in the right direction. Is he a nickel flatter than the other one? Certainly. We'd like to give him just a shot more posture when we study him up front. He's a little bit lower set in his head carriage, but she manages it well in terms of gets him just high enough there. He's got the most spread and dimension. His body cage and body turn is a shot more mature than the young man's hog, and so that plays to her advantage today. Nice pig, congratulations. The one here in second, I like this one off to the side, and again, I think this one's posture, his strength from the surface to the ground and up is could, I mean, like next level, could be really, really good. This one, the way he's just naturally ties together at the top of his blade and moves forward, the angle to his shoulder is so good. He doesn't read it with as much, he doesn't have as much punch yet. Center of his body and just his spread up high and back through his hip. But man, his hip to the ground and the angle to his rear leg and the way he's able to use it on either ends. When you punch him and if he's going somewhere, that one could be a lot of fun. If he does the right things, like, yeah, good pig. And I guess that's all we got. Let's give him a round of applause. Good class.
We will now have Class 3 dark crosses entering the ring. We have 9 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 221 to 229. This will be first call, Class 4 dark crosses. First call, Class 4 dark crosses. Results of Class 2 dark crosses. 5th place, Gilbert Sandoval, Wimberley 4H. 4th place, Laramie Doyle, Dripping Springs 4H. 3rd place, Josie Fawkes, Dripping Springs 4H. 2nd place, Wyatt Gray, Dripping Springs FFA. And your class winner out of Class 2 dark crosses, Megan Swintek, Wimberley 4H. Congratulations. This will be second call, Class 4 dark crosses. Second call, Class 4 dark crosses.
Good class here, and I thought the top pair, those were the ones that most memorable when they came through the sort gate here. And I think as it wore on there, it became evident that they were the pair that fit together so well. I thought their spread and dimension were good at the surface. I thought both of them had some length of hip and the ability to go, and they had to withstand a little bit of a drive here. This was the biggest class that we've had to this point. I like both of them's pin set. Hers has probably got a little more punch when you get right behind him and you stud him right through the midline of his ham and work it through the center of his body. I thought this one probably just had his range of motion and the ability to plant and drive, but do it with bigger limbs on either end. I thought he had a bigger hind leg. I thought he was bolder through his blade, and he carried it down to the surface. And so I considered him just a shot more genuine. More importantly, I think he was the most complete one. Congratulations to her. The belted one we just talked, nice pig. I'd like to stouten his feature some from his forearm to the surface and hock to the ground, just a nickel more relative to the class winner. The young ladies got hers maxed up in the calico, and this one is a unique one in terms of just a stout jawline but a long neck, one that's really up at the top side of his shoulder, and does it with some extension up front. His angle to his front is very good. I didn't read her quite as stout in her feature relative to the top two, but I still think her pin set's good. I think her center body's good. Very nice female there for that young lady. Let's give them a round of applause on a good class.
This will be third and final call, Class 4 dark crossbreds. Third and final call, Class 4 crossbreds. Will be first call, Class 5 dark crossbreds. First call, Class 5 dark crossbreds. Results of Class 3 dark crossbreds. 9th place, Barrett London, Wimberley 4-H. 8th place, Danny Matthews, Wimberley 4-H. 7th place, Kaylin Randig, Wimberley 4-H. 6th place, Lillian Sandoval, Wimberley 4-H. 5th place, Casey Adams, Buda 4-H. 4th place, Aisley Wright, Wimberley 4-H. 3rd place, Sybil Shumway, Dripping Springs 4-H. 2nd place, Elsie Tovar, Dripping Springs 4 or FFA. And your class winner out of Class 3 dark crossbreds is Elizabeth Jansen from Buda 4-H Club. Class 4 is in the ring. We have 8 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 234 to 250. This will be second call, Class 5, dark crossbred. Second call, Class 5, dark crossing. This will be third and final call, Class 5 dark crossbreds. Third and final call, Class 5 crossbreds.
Good class here, and I like the top pair, actually the top trio pretty well, and but the one that wins needs to win, and here's the one that's the densest package. He's the boldest in his arm and leg. He's square at the surface. He's good and genuine on the top side of his body in terms of having spread and some dense muscle. His length of hip is good. It allows him to go, and I tried to get her to slow down just a little bit. She came in initially there early, maybe in the sword, and she was whipping and spurring, and I said, let's chill out just a minute. We need to know that we're going to be want to be the last one standing in rather than the first one to the pen. So good pig and does a lot of things well. Pen set's good. Surface and flex and reach on both ends, but going in the right direction, I think, is vital in this deal. The black one next is the young lady in the pink has got one that's tall-shouldered. I think just off to the side, his silhouette, he's proportional. His length of neck and hip and body, I think, fit together pretty well. He maybe doesn't have quite as much length to his upper hip as what she has, and maybe that's the reason this one is able to range and reach and flex underneath itself and then finish, out the back door. But very good pig. I thought this one's upper spread and skeleton was good. I didn't read him maybe quite as stout coming right at us there up through his jawline. He's not bad. Just when you compare those two, I saw this one just a shot stouter, but man, really good. She's got him put together, fluffed up, ready to roll. The one in third here's one that is tall-shouldered, and he's got a big hip. I thought this one gets a little more up and down off of it in terms of how he handles his rear hip, and then he kind of wanted to soften just a little bit right into his out of his ham loin there, and he just drops just a nickel. Not quite as fresh in that regard. I didn't read him quite as genuine up front. He gets a little bit older and longer up through his skull and snout. He kind of flattens some as he comes out of his arm down to the surface, but well presented by that young lady. Let's give them all a round of applause.
This will be first call, Class 6 dark crossbreds. First call, Class 6 dark crossbreds. Class 5 will be entering the ring at this time. We have 7 entries in this class, ranging in weight from 253 to 261. Results of Class 4 dark crossbreds. 8th place, Sydney Hippolito, Dripping Springs FFA. 7th place, Laramie Doyle, Dripping Springs 4H. 6th place, Lillian Sandoval, Wimberley 4H. 5th place, Lila Lyons, Buda 4H. 4th place, William Hayden Gaston, Buda 4H. 3rd place, Callie Adams, Buda 4H. 2nd place, Everly Shumway, Dripping Springs 4H. And your class winner out of Class 4 dark crossbreds, Sawyer Doyle, Dripping Springs 4H. Congratulations. We have 7 entries in Class 5, ranging in weight from 253 to 261. This will be second call, Class 6, dark crossbred. Second call, Class 6, dark crossbred. Once again, at the end of the crossbred division, we're going to take a lunch break. Then we will come back and do the overall grand champion and reserve champion drive and the showmanship.
Good class. I thought the pair that thought they fit together the best, and in terms of just being burly and big-bodied and big-legged and being sound in all of those areas. The one that we lead off with is the most complete. That one's length of front and length of hip. She's so proportional. She's got a great angle to her rear hock and her rear leg. Her ability to use that with a good pin set. She gives you enough spread and muscle when you get up over the top side of her, but she's really neat and attractive up out of her front end. She opens up to her chest well, not extreme in any one area, but checks all of those boxes. The one here in second, this one's center body and just body shape is really good. You get over the top of her and get off to the side of her, and just her turn to her cage, that's what makes her really unique, and has got a big blade. She's got a good hip in her. She's not as long and square and true out of her hip, back from the point of her hip back to her pins. We might like to just lift her pins a little bit and square a nickel more, but that's a nice pick. I read her as just being a little softer. When you study her lower third and the lower portion of her jawline, we might like to sculpt her just a shot and just clean her up just a nickel bit. But you kind of run with our class winner there from that front vantage point. The one here in third, off to the side, I thought this one's silhouette was what struck me initially when she enters the arena. You love her look, her head and neck sprout out of the top of her shoulder. She's really opened up at the top side of her cavity, and her shape and muscularity are good there. She was the most refined of our trio that we had here. She kind of spit the bit on the little girl. I like that one's length of hip and pin set. Would we give her a bigger leg? Absolutely. But I thought maybe we could kind of make the case we might roll her up a spot based on what her upper body tells us. So good class. Let's give them a round of applause.
This will be third and final call for Class 6 dark crossbreds. We have 6 in this class, ranging in weight from 264 to 280. Results of Class 5 dark crossbreds. 6th place, Josie Phelps, Dripping Springs 4-H. 5th place, Danny Matthews, Wimberley 4-H. 4th place, Sammy Dickey, Dripping Springs FFA. 3rd place, Sloan Cobb, Wimberley 4-H. 2nd place, Brooklyn Alexander. I'm sorry, I did not see. Hondo Young was 7th in that class from Wimberley 4-H. Now back to your 2nd place pig, Brooklyn Alexander from Buda 4-H, and your class winner, Elizabeth Jansen from Buda 4-H. Congratulations, winners. See you back here in the champion crossbred, dark crossbred drive shortly. Our champion dark crossbred buckle today is sponsored by the Anderlich family in memory of Bill Anderlich. And the reserve champion dark cross buckle is sponsored by Wright Farrier Services. We appreciate their support in donating these buckles. Please don't forget, if you have a division or a reserve division winner, champion or reserve breed winner, please get to the backdrop and get those pictures taken. And of course, everyone is welcome to have pictures made. So just come up to the backdrop and get the girls to get your pictures taken.
Good class here, and I like the trio that we had at the top pretty good. The one we lead off with is the one that just keeps kind of surfacing, and at times he'll get, she'll get a little bit too slow, and she just kind of gets north and south with the rear leg. But when she speeds up and goes a little bit, you can just see her. She remains genuine. She's square at the surface on either end. Her silhouette meets the man's when you get off the side of her, and length of hip, front, and body match up well. She had more spread and more turn and more genuine body shape than what we had maybe with our the one that finished in second. Would I like for her just to bend and drive with a shot more juice at times? Absolutely, but that's a good pig and the one that needs to win. The one in second here, and this one comes in, and of course, has kind of a memorable color pattern, and when she gets him out and gets, really rolling, you love this thing sculpt to his jaw, and just the way everything kind of ties in there up front. The shape and muscularity are good up high. She doesn't have the most spread and turn to her rib cage and body and shape of that body. That one's got a really good pin set. I love the way she handles her hip and hind leg. I just want to give her just a notch more spread coming right out of her forerib there. The one that does have that is the one in third. That's got a great body shape. Her center body is good. Her length of hip, I think, is fine. She ties a little bit funky right up front there, but more importantly, when you get on the top of her, she had the least amount of genuine shape. We just need to get a little more natural roll in there to work back into that one's upper cavity, and certainly I think we could like that one a good bit too. So good class. Let's give them a round of applause.
Results of Class 6. Sixth place, Brandy Carruthers, Lehman FFA. Fifth place, Clayton Wilkes, Dripping Springs 4-H. Fourth place, Holden Young, Wimberley 4-H. Third place, Madison Alexander, Buda 4-H. Second place, Emery Kirkendall, Dripping Springs 4-H. And your class winner out of Class 6, Dark Crosses, is Huck Thomas from Buda 4-H. Congratulations. We will now bring the first place pigs back out of Class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Out of Class 1, we've got Elizabeth Jansen. Out of Class 2, we have Megan Swantek. Out of Class 3, we have Elizabeth Jansen. Out of Class 4, we have Sawyer Doyle. Out of Class 5, we have Elizabeth Jansen. And out of Class 6, we have Huck Thomas, all in consideration for the champion dark crossbred pig.
if you would join me in giving our exhibitors a round of applause in this crossbred black cross, dark cross, whatever we want to call them, and had a good group. And what's their 6 classes? Is that right? And so in a lot of those classes had some numbers in them. And but I thought the quality was good, and that's not always the case when you get into the crossbred section of you know, your county show or district show or whatever the case is. And so pleased with the group as a whole. As you sort through them again, you know, you don't lose sight of the fact that good's good, and we got to keep the fundamentals the same, irregardless of whatever breed or type that we're dealing with here. We want to keep a look and a design to them. We got to keep them stout enough in feature and bone and density, and still maintain a great look up front. We want them to be sound, and we want them to be clean when we get underneath and look at their lower third and kind of where everything is. And I go back to the term, and I know it wears some of my colleagues out, but you know, just keeping them proportional and balanced, and you can add enough in those areas. But I think if you do that, you have a chance to kind of get along down the road as well. So anyway, that said, I think there's one in here that's really good in a lot of areas. Has got huge limbs, has got big feet, and everything goes in the right direction, but doesn't disappoint you up high, doesn't disappoint you coming and going. Young lady in the blue shirt here will have your champion.
Your champion, dark cross, belongs to Miss Emily Jansen out of Class 5, tripping our beautiful 4-H. Elizabeth Jansen, I'm sorry. Been a long day in the barn.
As we bring that second in that class, again, we talked about that one being the other one in that group, or that class that was burly and shaggy and all the extras, and whether you like to talk about that stuff or not, at the end of the day, you need to have some of that. I think, you know, when you're trying to crawl that ladder and get maybe to the top end of your class or division, and it certainly is a helpful piece of the equation. And I know, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I wasn't as worried about it. We started kind of fooling with that way back, and so here we are today. And so it becomes part of our vocabulary, I guess, as we get into those things. But anyway, that said, and get on soapbox and fall down a hole real fast. But I again, like the group here, I think there's another one in here that suits me best today. I think one that it has got to be managed. If he does the right things, that one's got a high ceiling. But I think in this setting today, I like the thing's length of front. I like his bones, his angles, and the way he goes. When he hits the right speed, I just think that one ties in and does a lot of things very, very well. Young lady with the black sweater right here. Congratulations.
Your reserve champion, dark cross, goes to Megan Swinetack, Wimberley 4-H, reserve champion, dark cross.
Check out their homeschools right now.
Home schools are available to check out now. You can go check them out. Home skills. We will take a lunch break.
How long?
We will start back with the grand champion overall drive at 12:45. 12:45.